When it comes to surfing, sometimes we get into bad habits. I'm currently stuck in a bad habit that I'll be trying to fix today, and hopefully you can avoid it altogether. If you work on this now, it could save you loads of time in the future. Today I'm going to be working on off the tops, and for those of you who don't know what that is, you basically climb your board to the top of the wave, you have it land on the white water before coming back down the face. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be a good day to practice off the tops because it's not exactly, I wouldn't say it's not clean, but it's not as, there's no clean lines like I would hope. So yeah, that's a pretty decent sized wave. No, this should be perfect though, to be quite honest. Let me tell you, if I do land an off the top, it's gonna be quite radical. Now, there's been many reasons why I haven't been motivated to try these. Number one, I've been obsessed with nose riding. We all know this. Number two is, if you do an off the top, whether you succeed or fail, you will be getting pushed closer to the beach. Which means the paddle out is gonna be harder, it's gonna be longer, and overall you'll catch less waves. I've always loved just popping right off the wave quick, paddling right out, and catching another one. So why am I motivated now, you might ask? Well, ever since I got my new board, a 9.2 CI log, it's the board on top there, which I'll take out in a second. But ever since I got that board, I've been trying to be more of a tip-to-tail surfer, meaning I'm using every part of the board when I surf. I've been having so much fun doing this, and some things that I scoffed at learning are actually really fun, and I'm hoping off the tops are the same. So again, off the tops, I've always just kind of put them to the side. How fun could they be? You know what? I'm guessing they're going to be super fun. I brought both boards today. I have the 9.2 CI log, that's my new board, and then this is a 9.6 COS Chingona that most of you know about. This is more of a traditional nose rider, but built for New Jersey, so there's a little more rocker. It's meant for some steeper waves here. So this is a great board. This is way heavier than this one, okay? So I've been riding this one. I'm gonna continue riding this one for a while I'm learning this new tip-to-tail surfing. So I brought both because with this board, I can kind of muscle it to the top of the wave. You know, I really don't want to be muscling the board to the top. I want to be doing a nice bottom turn that naturally gets the board gliding up to the top of the wave. And yes, I will do that on this one, but I can also kind of force it, and that's not what I'm trying to do. So I want to take both boards out. I want to make sure I could still use this board and do an off the top. This video is going to be 2 sessions, today and tomorrow morning. I might save taking this board out till tomorrow morning, but I will use both boards tomorrow morning to get a direct comparison. But yeah, today is definitely a little more gnarly, definitely be wearing a leash and using this board. And yeah, like I said, if I land on off the top, it's gonna be epic. And real quick, a shout out to all of our new members on longboardsessions.com. Really, a huge thanks to all of these new members. I think it's about 20 people. I'm glad you guys are loving the site. Nothing makes us happier, to be honest, that people are actually getting use out of it and learning a whole lot, and that's absolutely awesome. All right, I'm trying not to put the same font next to each other, and for some reason I've ended with 2 of the same font. So T-Guy, you're gonna go at the end, and we're gonna have to fill in that middle on the next video. And the last thing I'm gonna say before I head out is, when I say I'm gonna go work on a specific maneuver, right? I tend to force it, and that's a detriment, but I think it also has helped me. So I know now that not every wave sets up for a specific maneuver. I've learned that the hard way, of course, with nose riding. So today I'm gonna, instead of just saying, I'm gonna do an off the top every wave, I'm gonna say, you know what, I'm actually gonna pick that wave because that wave looks like it might be closing out and I can try an off the top. So we'll see if this wave selection thing kind of helps me work on a specific maneuver, but we'll see. I got a few early attempts, which was great. However, you'll see that they both lacked the same thing: speed and timing. followed by the third attempt, which I don't even think we can call an attempt. This is the muscling the board to the top like I was talking about earlier. I finally completed one, and it was way better as I had some sort of speed and flow to the top, but I was a little late. This is when I started to realize how important the timing was. And of course, it's not a real session unless I force at least one nose ride, so here you go. Reverted back to my old ways and missed a huge opportunity here. I would have had the speed, the wave set up for it, but I just kicked off the back. It's not easy to break old habits. Overall, the waves weren't great, and I didn't really surf that great. I ended up moving to a new spot, caught one of the bigger waves, rode it like an absolute doofus, and I called it a day. I was, however, still happy with some of my off-the-top attempts, and was very excited for the next morning, which ended up being unbelievable. My buddy Noah started out on my Chingona, and I started out on the CI log. I thought I had all my gear in order, but I totally forgot an extra fin for Noah. It nearly ruined the whole session, but I spotted a van with a bunch of boards on top and asked if they had a spare. And thanks to the Good Samaritan who lent me this fin, because I forgot a fin for my buddy this video. Now this is the sunrise surf that I was looking for. When the waves are this good, sometimes I forget what I set out to do. Luckily, I got this nose ride early to get the wiggles out and immediately went for an off the top after. Though it was a very soft section, the timing was right, and boy did it feel awesome. There's a feeling of finality to the wave when you finish it this way. I really want to get in the habit of cross-stepping back in these critical sections rather than shuffling. Shuffling is a sign of panic on my part, and typically if you compose yourself and cross-step back, it's way smoother and you keep the flow. Something to keep in mind for the future. On some of these waves, I was really trying to keep the speed and the flow throughout. Wasn't the prettiest, but boy was it very fun. Of course, with waves like this, I had to go for another nose ride. I call this my one-footed reverse nose ride to painful wipeout. And finally, another off-the-top attempt on one of the better waves of the day. As you can see, I was way too late, and it's pretty clear why. The whole time I'm surfing this wave, I'm in the middle of my board, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but when I'm ready to start prepping for the off-the-top, I should have shifted my back foot farther back to give me way more control. I need to start working on my back foot control rather than getting stuck in one position. I was so close on this one, but I lost my balance on the way down because I had too much weight back. If I got my chest over my front foot, I think I would have had it. Finally, on this wave, you can see that I'm looking for the off the top, but the wave flattens out and loses all its power, which brings me to my final point. Off the tops are something you should always be working on because not every wave calls for it. If the opportunity arises, you have to go for it, even if the consequences are a longer paddle out. I've waited so long to start working on this that I'm way behind in this area. Don't be like me and start messing around with this now. And yes, even though my off-the-tops didn't look like much, they felt insanely good as I thought they might. Another maneuver that I push to the side that turns out is super fun. And you may have noticed by now, I did not try the chingona. Sometimes when the waves are so good, you don't really want to mess with what's going on, and I just kept on the CI log. I'll have to take out the chingona and try this in another video. I highly recommend this new tip-to-tail approach to surfing. It's completely changed the way I approach the wave. The video that just popped up is where I started experimenting with this. I highly recommend you watch it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.